good with y'all boys, man? Hope y'all feeling good, because I'm feeling good. It's like now I'm feeling great, so hope y'all feeling great. Peace and love to everybody watching this currently right now. I'm in my little nature spot in the cut, you know what I'm saying? Little nature spot in the cut of the woods, you know what I'm saying? So this gonna count as nature walks. I know it ain't on a walk, but it's gonna count as nature walks. I like to be in nature, be secluded when I have my conversations, and I like to do these outdoors to let my mind flow and to really kind of keep going with the theme of this segment of spiritual walks. So definitely peace and appreciation for everybody that's watching this right now. Today what I wanted to talk about a movie that I saw called A Birth of a Nation. Now, shout out to my guy Derek for actually putting me onto this movie. It was a fantastic movie. The movie is about Nat Turner. Now, if you guys don't know who Nat Turner is, Nat Turner was a slave. So this is a movie during the slavery times, right around the 1800, 1830s. Nat Turner was a slave. Now, Nat Turner was a slave that was actually, I guess you could say he was ahead of everybody in a certain way because he knew how to read. He was gifted. He just was able to, learn how to read. He was able to pronounce words already. And it was like, what the hell? He could read? So Nat Turner, right, he got, pulled in, by the masters. At the time, the masters in the house that's, running all the slave owners. He got pulled in and, he kind of got recruited, you know what I'm saying? They wanted him to read the Bible, right? So they started him teaching him the word of the Bible. They started him teaching him stuff. They started teaching him certain things, but started teaching him the Bible and everything like that, certain scriptures, certain chapters in the Bible, so that way Nat Turner could go ahead and go preach that word back to his people, who were the slaves, right? So the main thing is that Nat Turner was somebody who was specialized in reading, and the masters, they wanted Nat Turner to go ahead and relay a certain message to the slave owners that the slaves wasn't reciprocating to the slave owners, to the masters and everything. Now, this might be a little bit of a spoiler, a little bit of a spoiler to the movie. So, I'm not going to dive too deep. It's still going to be a good watch, whether I say this or not. I'm going to be honest, it's still going to be a good watch, right? I ain't going to lie, this movie is going to make you, get a little emotional. I ain't going to lie, I want to fight. I want to fight niggas after I seen that movie. You feel me? But, instead of fighting, I put out my message. I put out how I feel through my words and my intellect so that it can impact deeper than me putting my hands on somebody. So the movie's gonna get you emotional. Shout out my guy Nat Turner, ancestor, peace and love to Nat Turner. I fuck with what Nat Turner was doing, from a core standpoint, and what he was going for. So just to break down the movie, right? Or just not break down the movie. What I want to really do is, hold on, y'all. There's a little bee. It's a bumblebee though, so it's not gonna fuck with me really. Yeah, that bee look crazy. I haven't seen a bee in a minute. But just to break down, I got three things from the movie. Three things that I personally picked up that was used as tactics to the masses to oppress them at that time. That is currently still being used today. And I want to talk about that and break that down now. Starting off with number one. At that time, they use manipulation, deception, and manipulation. Now, there's a scene in the movie to where one of the masters, one of the slave catchers, they was talking to Nat when he was a little boy. They was looking for Nat's pops. Nat's pops had killed one of the other slave owners or one of the other masters, right? We're gonna call them masters, right? He killed one of the other masters. His homie wanted to look for the pops, so he went to the son, right? He was like, "Hey boy, where your daddy at? You know what I'm saying? Where your daddy at?" Nat Turner was shut tight. He wasn't saying nothing. Nat Turner was like, he wasn't saying shit. You feel me? He knew what was up. He had respect for his pops. He was holding it down. Death before dishonor. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't saying shit. Mind you, Nat is like, I say probably like 7, 8 years old. He ain't really that old. He holding it down though, right? So what the slave owner then says, the master then says, he goes, hey boy, you tell me where your daddy is, and I ain't gonna kill him like the other master's gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring him in and make him pay for what he done without killing him. Which was cap. Which was definitely cap. That nigga was definitely about to go murk him if he found him. He was gonna hang him, he was gonna shoot him, he was gonna do whatever till he was dead. That was definitely cap. But that moment in the movie made me really think about how that's still being used today. If y'all think about when, let's say one of our brothers get locked up. Now, one of our brothers might get locked up. He might be, let's say during the 80s or 70s. You know what I'm saying? He's selling weed on the street. You feel me? He might not be the top dog. So what they do, they say, hey, you give us the top dog, you give us the people we looking for, and we'll let you go. Which be cap as well. Now, yes, sometimes they do let them go. They give them a short sentence, but that be cap too. They be trying to lock all them up. They be capping. They use the same methods as back then. They use it now. You talk to that officer in the questioning room, their interrogation room. You don't know what the hell he trying to pull on you. You don't know what the hell he trying to pull on you. That's why they say always get a lawyer, because they be capping. They be using deception and manipulation to really get at us. And I could dive deep into another example. I mean, just look at, the holidays, right? Today is Ishtar Sunday. You feel me? I may make a whole new video about Easter. You feel me? We'll probably do that some other time. But today is Ishtar Sunday. You feel me? This is cap. This is deception and manipulation to make us think and move a certain way. You feel what I'm saying? Now, that's a whole nother story. We celebrate these holidays without them even trying no more. That's a whole nother story. But that was one example that I took from the movie. They use deception and manipulation today just to get us to do what they want them to do. Crazy, right? Let me go ahead and pull up number 2. Now, number 2, the second thing from the movie that was used for our, the masses at that time. This is a really, really good one. I really like this one. This one is recruitment. Now, like I said, to start this off, Nat Turner knew how to read. So technically, he was at a higher caliber of a slave, right? He was a higher caliber of a black man. You feel me? So Nat Turner, at that time, I'm not saying that just because you know how to read, you're a higher caliber. We're supposed to know how to read. Reading, you know what I'm saying? That's something that we're supposed to know how to do. But at that time, he was kind of a high caliber because they didn't necessarily teach him. He just was able to pronounce some letters and words all of a sudden by just looking at it. So, the white lady, right? She went up to Nat Turner's Dukes, right? The white lady of the house. She went up to Nat Turner's Dukes and was like, your son know how to read. Guess what? You no longer got to take care of him. We gonna bring him in and we gonna help him ourselves. See, they wanted to bring him in so that they didn't want him to go ahead and infiltrate everybody else and teach them how to read. Because if everybody know how to do the same thing, now they can't get the control that they really want. So that's what they do. They recruit you when they know that you're a little bit of a higher caliber, or they make an example out of you because they know you a little bit of a higher caliber, right? They don't want you to, put your good mindset back on the people. They don't want you to teach your goods back on the people and help them become good. So what they gonna do? They're gonna go ahead and recruit you and manipulate you to go ahead and go back to the people and think that you're doing something for them for good, but honestly you're doing something for them for even better. So that's what they did. They recruited my guy Nat. They brought him in. You feel what I'm saying? They said, hey, we're gonna teach you how to read. And what did they do? They taught them certain texts in the Bible that they wanted him to read. They taught him the text that was preaching about how the slaves need to obey their master, whether good or whether bad. You need to obey your master. Now, we all know this was not stuff this was not stuff that was really told by God. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are not stuff that was really told. You feel me? We know that was stuff that was changed in the Bible, stuff that was added to the Bible, stuff that was manipulated so that they can put them in order, put them in check. You gotta remember, Christianity, this is not our culture. So many Christians out there in the world, this is not our culture. This is not our culture. If you a Christian, you a Catholic, that means that you support murder, you support incest, you support slavery, you support, you know what I'm saying? Like that, these are the things that they did. These are the things that they did, and they wrote down for you to do. These are still in the Bible today. Read Deuteronomy. You'll find out all of that shit. If you support that shit, then that's what you support. You gotta know what you're supporting when you're supporting stuff. You can't pick and choose what you want to support. That's not how shit work. You feel what I'm saying? It's like me as a black man. I can't pick and choose what I support as a black man. Like, we are our culture. I choose, like, I am everything. I am the nigga culture. I am the God culture. Feel me? I am the jazz culture of black people. You feel me? I'm all. I claim it all. I claim, you know what I'm saying, everything that we've been through and everything that we've done well and not so well. Most of it is not of our knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like the 60s where we, you know, the crack stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, this not of our knowing. We didn't know that we was harming each other. We just knew that we was trying to get our shit right. We didn't know that we was being manipulated. We just knew we was trying to get our shit right. So I claim it all though. You can't jack something and not claim some of it. That don't know how it works, because you don't know where it's deriving from. So that's, you know, that's another topic for the story. But how that relates to today with Nat Turner, you know, getting recruited, is how these artists, these athletes, these public figures, these influential beings, if you got a, you know, influence over the masses of people, look how you get recruited in today's world. You get recruited to, you know what I'm saying, for all your desires, right? Let's say, you know, a artist, he talking some, you know, spiritual stuff, he waking people up with his music. What happens? They recruit you, right? They say, hey, we gonna put into your business, bro. We gonna put into what you're doing. We'll offer you, what do you want? We'll offer you all your desires if you go ahead and sign this death contract to us. Sign this blood contract, right? This sacrifice blood contract, right? This is what they do, right? They put you in close corners, put you in close arms, and guess what? Because they gave you everything you want, you need to abide by what they say. And if you don't abide by what they say, which is 90% of the time going to be something that's going to seem like it's going to better the people because you are the figure, but they're going to lead you in a direction to lead the people that's going to lead them in power. It's how it always works. It's how it always works. Like, you know, look at all the, you know, there's so many examples that I could discuss about. You know, look at an individual like Straight Outta Compton. Like, look at them, right? If you even watch the movie, what happens in the movie? Their manager was a white man. Their manager was a white man that was really trying to get up on them the whole time. They allowed these niggas to go ahead and talk about that hip hop culture. Talk about that shit. Go in on it. Support that gang culture. Why? Because they wanted that violence. They wanted niggas to rebel. They acted like they didn't, but they wanted niggas to rebel. Because they knew they can't win. They can't win off that physical shit. That's low vibrational. That's not how we operate, and they know that. We don't ever win when we operate off low vibrational and we play their game. We play war. When have we ever won when we play war? Even the Haitians knew that. Even my peoples knew that. Even our peoples knew that. We didn't win that war off of violence and just, you know what I'm saying? We won that war because we was tapped into divine nature. We was tapped into our spirituality. We used what they call as negative voodoo today. That's what we used. You feel what I'm saying? You can't play their game and think that you're gonna win. That's trying to go to their home turf and try to steal a home game win. It can happen, but what's the odds of you doing that when you just play in your crib and play your game? So, Straight Outta Compton, for an example, you know, that hip hop culture made them seem like they was dope, but in reality, that shit was all some bullshit, trap, low vibrational. Why are you rapping about shit like that? You tearing away from that God figure that's within you. That's not, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know that. hip hop sounds so good. You know what I'm saying? It sound good. It sound good out here. The drums and everything, like that shit putting us at a low frequency, a frequency of ignorance, not knowing that we are more powerful than that. Stooping to a low level. So that's just an example. There's so many examples of, recruitment that's done. And guess what? When they recruit you and you don't do what they want, what happens? You get murked. You either get murked or you go to jail. That's what happens in the recruitment process. When they see you as a valuable individual, they see you as a threat, they say, okay, let's use this threat to our advantage. If not, he gotta go. We can't have him influence people to fucking tap in with themselves and be spiritual and know that they gods and know that this is their land and know that, we manipulating them and feeding them food and, false religion, feeding them all the Satan things, showing them that the person that they hiding from is who they're supporting. We can't let them know that. So we gonna go ahead and get rid of his ass. You see me? That's why I'm in the woods. You feel what I'm saying? Recruitment. That's what they do. That's the second thing that they do. Now, the third thing that they do, this one more on a kind of like a funnier level, but it's real shit. This is where, this is some funny shit, but it's real shit. Like, it really just all. When I thought of this one, I ain't gonna lie, I got tight. This last one, like, of course, like, we knew about these, I knew about these other ones, but this one got me tight. This one was like, damn, yo, this really just got me tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just got me tight to the core. I don't know why it just got me tight, but it did. If y'all want the third one, man, make sure y'all leave a like on this video. It's been about goddamn 15 minutes and you ain't leave a like, bro. Like, what did I tell you? That's hating. Leave a like on this video. Give me in the algorithm. Leave a comment, right, of what you think about what I'm talking about so far. Have you seen the movie? Are you going to see the movie? Leave a comment. Leave a like. Share. Put the post notifications on, man. Get me going in the algorithm. I help you. You help me. You feel what I'm saying? Let's help each other grow. Each one teach one, man. Let's put the power back into the people. Put the power back into the masses, man. Stop supporting the man that's oppressing you and start supporting the man that is supporting you. Let's get it, man. So, the third one is passes. Now, back in the 1800s, right, back in the slavery times, when a master owned land, right, when a slave owner, when he owned land, for his property, let's say it was like, 200 acres of land, right? 80 acres of land, right? Whatever it might have been. Those big ass homes with that big ass yard, whatever they owned, that's where their slaves, right? The black people, that's where they were able to roam. They could do what they want inside of the land. As soon as you travel outside of your land and you go into, let's say, another town or, another neighborhood, whatever it might be, you needed a pass in order to do so. Right? You couldn't just walk around all freely and shit is sweet. You couldn't do that. You needed a pass. You needed a pass that was signed off from your slave owner that allowed you to go to that next town and back, right? Or wherever you need to go and back. Without that pass, the slave catchers, the niggas on the horses roaming around bullshitting, which is also known as your police officers, right? The slave patrol, police officers. There's niggas roaming around just giving you a hard time for no fucking reason. Those niggas would be roaming around looking for your pass. Now, if they didn't have your pass, if you didn't have your pass on them, you was a free Roman slave. You could have been killed, could have been beaten, right? Come on, gang. I had some bug on my camera. But you could have been killed, beaten, raped. You could have been anything. There was nothing, no consequence that would happen at that point for the slave catchers. Now, they still had a patrol system for the white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they stepped out of line, they would get penalized if they stepped out of line. You know what I'm saying? Either take their money, whatever it might be. But if you didn't have a pass, they could do whatever the fuck they want. And that's exactly what happened. They was doing whatever the fuck they wanted if you didn't have that pass. Right? How I related that to today is, That's facts in the comments. If when you walk around in school, you gotta get a hall pass. You gotta get a bathroom pass just to go to the motherfucking bathroom. If you don't got a bathroom pass, that goddamn annoying ass security guard is gonna get on your ass. They gonna get on your ass, tell you to get your ass back to class and get a pass. Get a pass, go to detention, whatever they wanted to do. Cause you ain't had no damn pass. How is that different? How is that different? They just ain't killing your ass. How is that different? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that one hurt me. Like, that one hit my soul and was like, nah, this is some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Because they was really killing niggas back then. They was really hurting niggas back then badly. Like, your whole face is fucked up. You had a commission for 2 months just because you ain't had that pass. And now they want to use the same shit with our school system. So, man, I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to understand, I'm not mad because I know that, because everything happens for a divine purpose and reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was supposed to happen, but it makes me understand what needs to be understood. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. Y'all could probably feel what I feel in terms of everything going on with this type of thing. But these are 3 ways on how the same shit used back then is the same shit used today. So this is why I really encourage everybody to support your people. You know what I'm saying? Support one another. Whether you Latino, black, we the same culture. When you understand that, we take over the masses. We are the masses. You feel what I'm saying? We are not the minority. Don't ever believe that. We are the masses. That's why we are the masses. We've always been the masses. I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? But those are 3 things that I took from that movie. You know, that I just was like, damn, these are 3 things still being used today. But I think that's a great movie for everybody to watch. You know, I want y'all to understand that, you know, our history doesn't just start from slavery. We were way more powerful. We was always here. You know what I'm saying? We was always kings and queens. We are gods and goddesses. We created things. We built this nation, even while being oppressed and getting fed the bare minimum. So I want y'all to understand that we are really, truthfully, way more powerful than we think. And I want, you know, my young folks, you know, my youngest watching this to understand that there's something that we can hold on to before slavery. And I'm going to get into that into some videos, right? We are more powerful than the slavery thing. I don't want anybody to think that that's where our history started from. And that's one thing that does make me upset, that they try to make our history start from slavery as if like we peasants and shit. No, we not no fucking peasants. We the gods. We built all this shit. Everything y'all see, we built. Everything. I'm talking to the tree. Like, everything y'all see. We built that shit. Everything y'all see. Every culture. Why do, you know what I'm saying? They want to take our culture. They always want to take our culture. And I want y'all to understand, this is nothing against white people. I'm not racist at all. Like, I support everybody who supports me. You feel what I'm saying? I am a big believer that we are all one. You know what I'm saying? We are all one. We have different consciousness. Some of us are made up of different DNA, and that's perfectly fine. But as long as you support yourself and you support the higher, you support that there's a higher being that has helped us to be created with one consciousness and multiple different spirits. One spirit with multiple different souls. You're on the same path as me. No matter what you look like, your skin color, any of that. That shit really don't matter. But that's what they want us to think, that shit matters, but it don't. So when I say white people and stuff like that, obviously I'm not trying to come at nobody. I'm just specifically talking about what I can acknowledge that they were. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely not trying to come at nobody. If anybody knows me, I come out of straight love. I love everybody that loves me, you know. And even with all that happening, our people, look at us now. We don't try to do anything against y'all. You know what I'm saying? We still live out of love. We understand equality. Even though we are gods and goddesses, we still understand equality and helping everybody to be the best version of themselves. So I want y'all to understand that it's not about anybody. It's about, a deeper level of understanding to where we are fighting in a galactic war on a spiritual level, right? And we've been doing this for years, so it's really just more than just color. I want everybody to really understand that when you're watching these shows and movies and everything, don't look at color. I want you to understand that it's more than that. It's an agenda, right? So with that being said, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about. Let me know if there's a movie y'all want me to watch that, that could really benefit me and, gaining some more knowledge, that you want me to cover, whatever it might be, man. This channel, my spiritual walks, I'll talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech. Use that throat chakra. That's one thing that we've been, stripped of. We've been stripped of using our chakra. You know what I'm saying? Our throat. You know what I'm saying? Our voice. Use your voice, man. Speak on what you got to speak on. I don't care how offensive or whatever it might be to you. I'm going to speak my truth. That's all I do. I speak my truth. I ain't got time to, life too short to be trying to hold my tongue. I ain't got time to hold my tongue. So this is where I lay out my thoughts, lay out my thought process, my wisdom, my experience, my perspective. So, don't be afraid to hold your tongue. Know when to speak. Be smart. Know when to speak and know when to be quiet and just observe and, be observant and everything like that. But don't be afraid to speak your mind. I never told nobody to be afraid to speak their mind, because that's how you'll go crazy and that's how you'll start to fall into the bullshit, because you can't even trust your own thoughts. You got to trust what somebody else is telling you. Can't jack that. I always got to trust me first, because I'm connected to the divine. I don't know what nobody else is connected at. You feel me? I know I'm connected to the divine. I don't know where y'all niggas at. I don't know about y'all. But I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all say like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know where to find me. If y'all looking for me, you can find me at the beach. You can find me at the bank, boy. Let's get it.